Welcome to the Catch of the Week podcast, episode 1. My name is Ersoy Erkazancı and I will be your host for this podcast. Why the name is Catch of the Week? Because we will try to catch the most trending topics every week. And mainly we will focus, of course, AI, sustainability and financial freedom. Why the name is also Catch of the Week? Because I have two main hobbies. One of them is fishing and one of them is basketball. And in both of them, I have to catch something, either the ball or the fish. So as you can imagine, we should start something like the most trending topic nowadays, which is AI, artificial intelligence. And my first guest is Mr. Sami Kumluk. Welcome, Sami.
Thank you very much, Ersoy.
Why Sami? Because he is the leader of AI in PwC in Middle East, and also he is a chemical engineer like me. So we have lots of common. And there is no a day that I don't hear currently AI or Nvidia nowadays. So Sami, first can you introduce us yourself? Who are you? And how does AI define you?
Oh, thank you very much, Ersoy. So I studied chemical engineering as well, like you. I started my career in FMCG, then moved to the technology industry. And I did an interview, and during the interview, I said, data is the new oil. And as a chemical engineer, I'm good at oil. That's why you should pick me. And it was my transition into the field of AI and data science. So since then, I've been working in the field of AI. And for the past 4+ years, I'm living in Dubai and covering the Middle East region. So AI, I asked one of the chat tools. It defined me as an Turkish-American businessman.
Oh my God, why Turkish-American?
It's one of the not too good tools, like the issues about these tools, hallucinations and everything. But the advanced tools define me as a thought leader in AI, working in the field of AI as a spokesperson passionate about AI.
To be honest, I didn't ask AI or ChatGPT about myself, but I gave my photo and it make a very young and nice, charismatic photo of me, and I was happy about the photo that AI created about me. Okay, then tell me why AI is so popular nowadays. I mean, it's not something new, artificial intelligence or machine learning. Did ChatGPT cause it, or did something happen? Why is everybody talking about AI?
Of course, the current popularity is mainly driven by ChatGPT. As you said, it is not a new thing. If you watch the movie The Imitation Game, the Second World War, Enigma, German code breakers and everything. So the Alan Turing first coined the word AI in 1950s. Can machines think and everything. And then AI went into some winter and summer periods. It gained popularity, lost popularity. And in the past 5 or 6 years, it gained much more popularity thanks to the accumulation of big data that we have going online, going mobile, going cloud, and also the faster computer power, which, as you said, Nvidia is quite popular in the financial markets at the moment. So the combination made something. And of course, ChatGPT, if you remember the version of ChatGPT, it was initially 3.5. So it means that there were earlier versions of ChatGPT, 1, 2, 3. But until ChatGPT, no one had the idea to put a chat box in front of these GPT models. So when they put this simple one chat box, it democratized access to AI. That's where this wide adoption became, and it became extremely popular.
Well, I totally agree. I mean, when I see or talk about technology, some people are scared and they don't understand, they don't want to talk about it. But if there's a use case, an easy use case, understandable use case, people like it and use it, and it makes it more popular. Okay, I can understand now ChatGPT, but why Nvidia? And just to give you maybe you know it, every day I'm working on Bloomberg. And today, for example, everybody is talking about Nvidia because it's the now highest market value listed company in US. And why? Why is that?
So Nvidia is like so currently all big tech companies are going for gold. There is a gold rush, which is AI, and Nvidia is selling them the shovels.
Okay.
So they are selling the infrastructure which they need to dig gold, to dig AI in their companies. Basically, as I said, AI needs to analyze these high amounts of data, big data, in very short time. Think about the self-driving cars. Has all the cameras, all the data collecting from the environment. All this data needs to be analyzed real time, and it needs to make decisions. So these Nvidia's processors, coming from its graphics cards, the gamers would know them very well, is equipped to process large amounts of data in very short time. And these large language models, the technical term behind ChatGPT and everything, actually consume, they are thirsty of computer power. So to give you an idea, when you generate one image using Dolly, using Midjourney, whatever, the energy consumption is equal to one full charge of your phone. So all this processing needs to happen in a very short time, and Nvidia's processors are very good at that. They are the top edge in the world at the moment. Of course, their transition started, I would say, 7 years ago. I knew that, I saw that, but I didn't buy the stocks back then. So it was a success story to turn into an AI company.
Well, I was going to ask this question in a later period, but since you mentioned about stocks, because in Bloomberg, in the interview, they asked the same question. Should the investors invest in big companies? Because somebody who invested in Apple or Microsoft, they are still happy because it has been a long time. Nvidia, in maybe last 2 years, it increased a lot. If you want to invest in this technology, should we go for Nvidia or should we search for the next Nvidia? It's a tough question, but what do you think? If you want to invest in this technology.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, this is, I just saw it on, today, that the hedge funds or hedge fund managers are using these technology stocks a lot. So Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Nvidia, I think, is sixth top used stock by the hedge fund managers. So it can be one thing to benchmark against, not one specific, like combining Nvidia and Microsoft, because one is older, one is newer. Going for or hunting for the next Nvidia, it's not easy. You need to understand the infrastructure, really what will become crucial. Like in the commodity side, copper is getting more popular because it is the wire behind all those chips or data centers and everything. And also when it comes to some smaller startups. Now, Apple Intelligence killed maybe 20 startups with their one announcement at all. So it's not easy. I think having a diversified portfolio, both Nvidia and big tech and maybe smaller ones would be a better choice.
Okay, let's change the direction a little bit and let's talk about the place where we live now. We are in Dubai, and I think they are lucky. They are doing the right things, and even in their name there is AI, Dubai. But I like the energy and the vibe of the city. Even there's a museum. If people don't know, there's Museum of the Future. The name even motivates me. So tell me what Dubai is doing about AI, and does it also like motivates you?
Yes, exactly. Like I call it being in the right place at the right time as an AI practitioner, someone dealing with AI. It's really, really exciting to be here. And the AI activity is really, really high here in Dubai. Recently, just last month, there was a lot of activity in regards to AI. The Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan Mohammed, announced Dubai Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence. Can you make something with the initials? Dubai Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence.
Okay, nice.
Even that makes the word Dubai. And it includes a lot of initiatives actually driven, pushed by the government. One thing is, it also became realized, is that all government entities in Dubai now has a chief AI officer. This is unprecedented. You never see that anywhere in the world in a very, very short time happening. Also, last month also, we had the Global Prompt Engineering Championship. It is the largest in the world. There were 3 sections, art, coding, and I couldn't remember the third one. And 1 million dirham award was distributed among the winners. There is a lot in coming for education. The teachers will be trained in AI. And next year's AI retreat, which will be held in the Museum of the Future, the teachers who utilize AI the most will get an award up to 1 million dirham as well. There is a special AI commercial license. Golden Visa has a specific category, eligibility criteria for AI practitioners. And also there is now the Dubai AI campus. So the initiatives just under the blueprint is enough for many countries to follow.
Okay, this question is for my kids or the parents. Maybe also you are a father of a 4-year-old. You mentioned about some jobs or some definition like a chief AI officer or something. And everybody is talking about, will AI take our jobs? Will it replace humans? What will be the future jobs that people should work on? I mean, because when we were growing, to be an engineer, doctor, or lawyer could be like the top things. But what will be the future jobs?
I think it will evolve a lot. Even if you just compare it to past 5 or 10 years, now we have a lot of digital in the titles of the people, digital marketing, digital HR, or many things became smart after the trend of the smartphones, etc. In the near future, I think we will see it with AI, like AI HR, AI marketing, AI finance, AI accounting. So it will be a transition. People will do their jobs more using AI. The technology will evolve as well. Bill Gates estimates in the next 5 years, which became 4 years now, you will interact with your laptop by just speaking to it. Open Excel, do this analysis, reply to email, etc., etc. So even when you use the tools, you will use AI. But in the later future, after 5 years, after 10 years, I think more generic roles will stay. Softer skills will become more important, like problem solving, critical thinking, negotiation, which cannot be delegated to AI. And also we will have more time for your hobbies, for fishing, for basketball, etc., etc. So we will finish our jobs in a short. I wouldn't focus much on the titles, but the way we do and the time frame will be quite different.
In the beginning, we mentioned about use cases, and when we talk about real life use cases, people don't forget it. So are there any use cases that you are using yourself or people around you are using? Of course, there are lots of different sectors, I don't know, healthcare or I don't know, finance. Can you give us some examples so that we remember them or we will use more often maybe?
Absolutely. With the most recent one, using ChatGPT and other chat tools, the way we generate something is changing a lot, has changed a lot for me. So in the past, when I prepare a LinkedIn post, I would think about what to write and I would draft it. I would think, add some additions, some links, some image, etc. and I would post it. But now I'm getting some ideas from ChatGPT. It's helping with brainstorming. I'm getting a first draft from ChatGPT. When I see a very nice document or a very nice article, it is summarizing it for me, and I do the polishing, editing, the final cut before I submit. So it's like flipped around. And also, there are some studies which show the time allocation is also changing a lot. You spend less time for drafting because you get the draft from ChatGPT, and more time on polishing and editing when compared to the past. So if anyone is not good at polishing, editing, it's a good skill to invest in, because we will need more skills to do that. And of course, in our daily lives, we have been using AI a lot, but we didn't know Siri, Alexa, Google Maps, or even when your emails are filtered according to spam email, it has been using AI, but we didn't call it AI up until ChatGPT in the recent past. In finance, we have a lot of use cases to emerging as well with these tools, like using these tools to analyze data. I recently solved a problem, a budgeting problem and optimization solution, purely using ChatGPT. I made it to create a sample data. Then I guided it which approaches with methodologies to use. And I even used 2 different methodologies to compare, and it solved the problem, which was a huge pain for a client, in like a couple hours. In HR, there is this famous use case for recruitment. Many people experience that their CVs are being screened or shortlisted by AI. They do the video interviews, which is screened by AI as well. And of course, now companies tend to more predictive or more personalized HR practices, like which career options are better for you, which training is better for you for your career prospect, or which employee is likely to resign soon, so you can do some things to make them happy, all thanks to AI.
I mean, when you're talking, it reminded me a video that I watched. It was about digital twin and joining a conference, and you cannot understand if it's the real one or other one. So I thought, now I see you, you're real, I know. But in future, I think this podcast can be done by 2 avatars or androids.
Exactly. Of course, it also raises the question, the deep fakes understanding. And there was a finance professional in Hong Kong did a Zoom meeting with all the finance team, including the CFO as well. And the decision in the meeting was to pay a vendor, I think it was $20 million. CFO was in the call. He approved. The guy made the payment. Later he realized that everyone in the call was fake. Everyone in the call was their avatars, which is currently the biggest scam in the deepfake area. I think it will become an interesting skill to identify deepfakes. Like, if you remember phishing emails, there were some characteristics, how to catch, how to understand. I think now it will turn into how to detect a deepfake, a scam, created AI-generated image, or even the voice clone, etc., etc. There will be now interesting emerging areas.
And this reminded me another question, like, okay, we always talk about the nice things or the advantages of AI, but what can be other, like, disadvantages, or does it something scare you about AI, or I don't know, enemies using AI and trying to invade us, I don't know, aliens?
Of course, its capabilities are really, really enormous. If you watch the Three-Body Problem on Netflix, the aliens are using advanced tech. It's quite interesting. Based on what you just said, I would highly recommend it to everyone. So there are not, I wouldn't say scary, but there are some areas which we should be very careful. AI practitioners should be very careful. One thing is, of course, the privacy. The AI algorithms require as big data as possible, which means to collect a lot of data about the people But in the other hand, there is the privacy. All the privacy regulations ask you to collect less data, as few data as possible. So it's something. And so when do we stop? We need more data to make AI better, but when do we stop to collect more data? Like, okay, 90% is enough to protect privacy of these people. That's one question which we don't ask at the moment. We have regulations, but not from the profession. Or, of course, there is this famous question, the bias in the algorithms. Like Amazon fired its recruitment tool because it was discriminating against women, and Google is still dealing a lot with the image generation. It cannot fit well with itself, etc. When you use it unconsciously, you might be getting some output from AI which is biased, which also might affect your thinking as well.
You are always also giving lots of training in PwC or to governments or different organizations. What are the questions that you are taking from the audience, or what's the, I don't know, most funny or interesting question people ask you?
Funny one is, as you said you didn't search your name or ask you for yourself in ChatGPT. For the new users, I introduced them ChatGPT, I make them create their accounts, and they just put their heads down and just try it for a while. And couple questions later, it's common, they ask their names. Who is Ersoy Erkazancı? And they complain, it doesn't recognize me. How come? I'm a famous person. Yeah, it's quite common and funny. And the other common questions include, of course, the specific use cases in their areas. As I said, finance, HR, supply chain, strategy, wherever you are, it's quite interesting. People want to see the actual benefit or a specific prompt, specific way to use AI in their way as well. And of course, it is capable to do some jobs more than the others. If you look at World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, 2020 edition, it has the current jobs and the jobs of tomorrow, and there is a mapping between them. The jobs of tomorrow don't include some of the jobs of today, like finance, accounting, audit. World Economic Forum predicts it will all be done by AI and data. So they just, when I show it to them, they get a bit anxious. The high-level managers like rub their hands. Juniors get more anxious, etc., etc. There is this never-ending question: will it take our jobs? I just calm them a little bit. I show them, do your jobs, like the computer example. If you go 50 years back, was there any white-collar employee doing their jobs with computers? No, because there were no computers. But currently, can you think of any white-collar employee doing their jobs without computers? Also no. But during the interview, would you ask a candidate, do you know how to use a computer? No, right? It's a given skill at the moment. It will be the same in AI in the near future.
Okay, now we are coming to an end, but I want to ask you some question. I want you to give short answers. Okay. Also, we want to educate people. So if people want to educate themselves about AI, what do you recommend? You mentioned about TV series, I think Netflix, or book, or I don't know, any other trainings. My first question.
Yeah, so I would suggest there are some trainings called AI for Everyone, AI for Leaders. It's quite short, 1-2 hour trainings they can find online on the MOOCs, etc. I recommend first complete those trainings, understand the basics, fundamentals, because so current novel AI systems have machine learning as an underlying technology, and it's quite different way of thinking. First grasp it, and then start using ChatGPT like immediately, because when you learn it, when you use it, you learn better by doing, and everybody knows their job, their challenges the best. You would know how to use ChatGPT the best way for your job, for your requirements.
Now I'll tell you a word and you have to answer me with one word. What comes to your mind immediately?
Okay.
Türkiye,
Dubai.
Dubai,
AI.
artificial intelligence,
Robots.
robots. Okay. Now, okay, the last question is because the name of the podcast is Catch of the Week. So what did we catch today?
Oh, today, I think.
Do you have a
this-
hobby, by the way? What's your hobby? I said my biggest hobby is basketball and fishing. For you, if you go to fishing, what would you like to catch?
Yeah, for me, after getting married and having a kid, I think I would say they became my hobby because my work is quite demanding. I'm just trying to minimize my time. Of course, I try to do some sports and I always try to learn something. It's just like feeding my job, and also it is my job is feeding it as well. I think learning new things became my never-ending hobby, I would say. Today, because you started with Nvidia, this correction with Nvidia is like I think raised some question marks about the investments. I just saw that in the news as well. Other than that, anything?
Okay, you are the expert, so you don't need to catch anything. But as the host, I caught many things. Like thank you, like you gave a lot of good ideas. So thank you very much, and I hope the audience learned a lot about
you.
AI.
Thanks
Thank
very
you so
much.